Hi, welcome back to my channel.
So today I'm going to be talking about the 4Bs, and I'm also hearing some Ts, and well, it's extended to 8B, and I just wanted to give women out there a chance who hasn't been exposed to it to understand it better. But first,
Hi, I'm Allicia, i.e. Allicia J, the walking talking baby doll, and hopefully I'm here to give you a good day or a better day. Okay.
So basically I've been in kind of like the 4B sector since it kind of taken off, but I have been 4B for since earlier this year. It was small things that I was doing before this year as well. I just came to my own consensus about things, and they've came up with a term for it, which is excellent, and that allows more women to just get on board and already know like what it's about without having to say like, oh, I don't do this, you know. You could just say, oh, 4B, or put it in your bio and stuff like that. So today we're going to go over like some of the I don't want to say rules and etiquette, but just like some of the 4Bs. I do want to make it clear that a lot of people who don't know about the sector is going to tell you that like you have to commit to all the Bs, which is not true. That lets me know that they don't know anything about even general, like they haven't even listened to other fellow women talk about 4B, and now 6, 7, 8 B, right? You don't have to commit to all the Bs, but any Bs that you do utilize in your life is paying it forward to not only you and the women in your life that you love and care for, it's also going to pay towards the next generation of women after us. So keep that in mind, your nieces, and making the world better for them. So let's just get into the video, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and put some clips here or there and talk throughout. But I wanted to just be a vessel and just start speaking up a little bit more about these things.
I'm so glad you asked. The 4B movement is a movement in South Korea right now where the misogyny and sexism is so bad that South Korean women have decided to opt out of dealing with men entirely. That is not a joke. That is not an exaggeration. They are not dating men. They are not marrying men. They are not having children with men. They're not even sleeping with men anymore. And it's called the 4B movement because the Korean words for those four things all start with the letter B. This kind of first started happening around 2016 when Kim Ji-young, born 1982, a novel came out. And it is a fictional book about a Korean every woman and all of the misogyny and sexism that she's experienced from literally being a child all the way to her being an adult suffering with postpartum depression after having her child. Now, this book became a runaway bestseller among South Korean women because they were like, she's just like me for real. And that's kind of when it started cooking, right? Now, the movement officially got its name in 2019, and it's just been going ever since. It's so successful, in fact, that now South Korea has one of the lowest birth rates in the world. The number of deaths in South Korea outnumber the number of births in South Korea. And it's hilarious because all the men and the government are like, oh my God, what do we do? They don't want to like talk to us. They don't want to date us. What do we do? Like everything's in shambles. We don't know what to do. When South Korean women have been very clear from day one, they're like, hey, either you get your act together or we are literally eliminating all of this. Like, we are shutting it down. So that's the 4B movement and why I'm so obsessed with it and why I think we should have the 4B movement everywhere. Thanks for listening. Bye!
Means that when you see another sister who is practicing the principles of the 4B movement, you support her. You amplify her content, you share resources with her, you share information between each other, etc., etc. The seventh principle expansion is no pink tax. The pink tax is basically wealth extraction operations against women. So like purchasing products that really don't serve a purpose, that don't contribute to our well-being, and generally serve the patriarchy. That means toxic cosmetics, which most of them are, fashion, male worship, contributing to male causes, etc., etc. Now, the 8th B expansion is no compromise with men. I think this is an appropriate time to add the 8th B because when you look at the history of activist movements in America, the local governments have done so much to quash these movements. A lot of the times, this comes in the form of appeasement. Let me explain why appeasement is a bad thing. Appeasement is a form of inspiring complicity. What they want you to do is soften your position, so they offer you something of the bare minimum in order to get you to compromise and do what they want. Just like how the FBI developed Hollywood to influence women's behavior in society. I'm also working on a deep dive of that, but that's another video on its own. If you notice, a lot of the time, When women's movements are more relaxed and more silent, so are beauty standards, so are fashion trends. But when women's movements become a threat to male systems and institutions and male supremacy, you'll see things like heroin chic, you'll see really skinny supermodels, you'll see like really crazy beauty trends, new types of makeup coming out, new ways for them to encourage you to hate your body. Like, for instance, strawberry legs. That's a very new phenomenon that's never been heard of before. Every single human has hair on their legs, but this is so they can distract you, because beautification rituals take time out of your day, valuable time. Your time is your most valuable resource, and they know that, so they have to take it away. Now, let's get into the T's. Just like how the B's mean no, the T means like reject. Our trendy sisters are brilliant for that one. So the first rejection is rejecting beauty, because beauty is not only a distraction, but it serves to cause mental instability within women. It wasn't really common for women to be distracted so heavily with their physical appearance and trying to achieve these impossible standards and trying to keep up with the ever-changing landscape of what is known as beauty. And so if you reject that, it creates a sense of stability and a sense of confidence as opposed to the alternative. The second rejection is rejecting religion, because religion teaches us that males are to lead, females are to follow, males are superior, females are inferior, and we reject that. In fact, we resent that. Religion also steals a lot of resources from women, because it teaches you lies that you will have to deconstruct later in your life, and you have to pick out little bits of truth that are implanted between the lies to find out like what it really is, what life really is like. And it really destroys your entire perspective, the way you perceive yourself, the way you interact with the world, the things you participate in, your interests, the things that you think are healthy versus the things you think are not. The third rejection is rejecting idol culture. So idol culture teaches us toxic things like wanting to achieve beauty, wanting to achieve femininity, and being receptive. And being receptive is inherently harmful because it erodes your ability to enforce your own boundaries. And if you can't enforce your own boundaries, you can't advocate for yourself. And that's what they want. The fourth rejection is rejecting hypersexualization. Hypersexualization in porn culture are mental and spiritual warfare. It tells women that our only value is sexual access, and men having sexual access to our bodies, no matter who we are. It creates the subconscious desire to achieve proximity to males. And this affects all female people. And the T's, or the rejections, are about protecting your subconscious, protecting your mental health, and protecting your intelligence. Intelligence is an amazing way to combat male supremacy, because male power is not inherent, it's enforced. So when we're guarded, educated, and competent, male supremacy is already eroded. Stay tuned for part 2 and leave the female symbol emoji if you made it to this point. See you tomorrow. Hey sisters, I'm Sasha Graham, a radical feminist, female separatist, and I do outreach for the 4B movement. So today's video is about the noble donkey. I've always talked about it in my live streams and made references on social media posts and videos and protests. But what is the noble donkey? The noble donkey is basically like the pick-me on steroids. They are the women with undying loyalty to males and male causes. They will do anything in their power to sabotage women's movements and any female initiative. They tend to be more traditionalist, so you'll see it on the more conservative side of things, but any woman could be a donkey. Now, you want to treat the donkey like you treat the male. No talking bar. That means ice them out, block them, don't engage with them, don't give them any air. The donkey is particularly dangerous because they are not only hell-bent on misinterpreting you, but they are generally the ones to spearhead smear campaigns against feminists and women's activists. They also tend to use you to find their audience and advertise themselves. What I mean by that is they create conflict with feminists to attract the male. Don't give them that. Don't allow them to use us. You want to think of donkeys as thieves. They are there to steal resources from the sisters who need and deserve them. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again tomorrow.
There are a lot of women on here talking about the 4B movement, like don't fuck men, don't date them, don't flirt with them. But I think what's missing is boycotting areas where women are the product that men get for free. For instance, I think we've all discovered that the reason why a lot of women may get into clubs for free is because they are the product at the club. Men go to the club to see other women. Now, what if we just started boycotting that? Like, instead of going to places where men are, like the clubs and the bars, we all just organize like women get-togethers. Deadass, I think we just need to be in our grandma era. Actually, it doesn't even have to be a grandma era. Like, just bring back house parties, but only invite the girls and gays.
I will provide women that I have been following for years now that are very informative, very educational, and I trust them, of course, so I'll be putting them in the description. And I never realized it was so many of them that have kind of got me into this mental space before all of this nonsense has kicked off with, you know, the elections, because they keep putting that concept crap into my description, so I don't really want to say that word. But ever since then, you know, way before then, I've been on game, okay? And I want you ladies to also kind of like be there, because either a lot of you have not been exposed to this content, or I'm very confused looking at the results and stuff like of the election. I don't really understand if there's been like a lot of shadow banning and stuff. Like, I've seen that with Melanie Hamlet's content, but yeah, I feel like a lot of women have not been properly exposed to other women who actually are given the most useful information. I don't know what has happened, but it's crazy. So I'm trying to provide more content out there of what women are doing, what they're saying, how they move, how to protect yourself during these times, things to think about, and don't get discouraged, okay? Don't get discouraged. Don't wallow in it as much as you can. Just try to move forward with, I don't want to say common sense, but move forward with strategic, sense. Trust your intuition. You might have to use your instincts in some cases, who knows, but really, like, now more than ever, just pay attention to your environment, okay?
Hello guys, today I'm going to talk about 4B, 5B, and 6B movement that is happening in South Korea. I know there are a lot of international women who are starting to join the 4B movement. I want to explain about 5B and 6B, which is really helpful for women to continuously do the 4B movement. So the 4B movement, I know that I already explained to you guys, but I will briefly talk about it. So 4B is 4 B's, B which means by not. 4B, first one would be not having a date with the man, not having a sex with the man, not having a baby with the man, not having marriage with the man. This is a 4B movement that which helps women to get off from the patriarchy system, get off from the highly misogynistic culture. And also there are already being talked about the 6B in South Korea, and the 6B is with all the 4B we already talked about, and the B with the P 소비, which means by not spending money for the product with the pink tax, not spending the money with the cosmetic, not spending the money for the for your even with the webtoon in the movies, in your those stuffs that helps women to earn their own money, helps women to buy the car, helps women to buy the house, so that women could get off from the man. And finally, B helps B. This is P2P in Korean, so this means by the one who are doing the 4B, 5B, 6B movement, the one who are doing 4B movement helps other women who are doing the 4B movement. So this is important. It is because women is always have problem with the money, with their status, with their security, with their safe. So that is because women is minority, women is discriminated by the patriarchy system. So we should help each other. We should help it. This does not mean women always help others. That is not a thing. If women helps everyone, women will end up with using all their money from their pocket. This is talking about women helps the other women who are doing 4B movement, the other women who are struggling of doing the 4B movement. That is the meaning of B helps B. And this was the 6B. There are already a lot of South Korea feminists who are doing on the 6Bs. And also nowadays there are something new coming up as considering as a 5B. It is B 대응. P 대응. 대응 means by responding. So not responding to the man, not responding to the incels. This is the new conversation. Also there are same meaning as 무토바. This is shortened word from 무료 토킹바. So the 무료 is free. So this means by free talking bar. Do not give a free talking bar to the man. That is because if you give the free talking bar to the man, you are always gonna be distracted. The man will always try to convince you to stop the 4B movement. And also, if you talk with the man, that makes men to live longer. There are a study that men lives longer if women talk with them, and the men who will talk with women a longer time. So that is reason why we have to stop talking with the men. But why they live long? It is because the society always taught women to sacrifice for the men, always be kind for the men, always use their whole energy to the men, which makes women to lose their ambitions and lose their energy, lose their health, and so on. So it is important for women to stop giving men a free talking bar. So for me, what I do for the free talking, preventing from free talking bar, I delete all of the men's reply as soon as I see it. As soon as I see the reply that is relevant to my video, I just delete it. That is because we should not be distracted by the men. We should not. We only talks with women. We only talks with the person who are on the same line. This is important because even though just a single talk, if it becomes larger and larger, if the incels know that, oh, this person is actually giving us a free talking bar, they will come more and more, and that will make women to that will like prevent women to keep moving on the 4B movement. So this is really important. So I hope you guys see this my video and understand more how to do the 4B movement. I am currently doing the 4B movement. I am doing this as my, I'm not gonna have a sex with men, I'm not gonna date with men, I'm not gonna have a child with men, and I'm not gonna have a marriage with a man. That is because I am an ambitious woman. I want to have a job in that job that paid me back a lot, and that means by my, I want to like force all my energy to improve myself as a success woman, not using all my energy to the man. So this is all I want to talk to you guys. So if you guys have any question about 4B or 5B or 6B movement, you guys could give me comments about it. I could definitely talk about it. And also I want to say that even it is hard for you to do all of this, even doing the partially is really helpful for yourself and for the all of the women. Like for example, let's say you are a divorced woman and you have like a child, you can still do like not meeting a man, you can still do not getting a marriage again. It could happen. So, and also helping B helps B. This is so easy one. You can always help the one who are doing the 4B movement. You can help and you can give your strength. You can like teach, you can be a mentor. There are various ways that we could help the women who are doing the 4B movement. So this is all for you guys. Answering all of those and all those questions or all those like bad comments. So it's just ignoring the toxic man in your life and just ghosting them in your life. And the next one would be 7Bs, which is just adding all of 3 ones. The one I explained for the 6Bs, the 2 of the B4B, helping the other Bs who are doing the 4B movement or all of the B movement. And not spending money to the pink tax products or the misogynistic companies, and also not answering to the trolls, not spending your emotional labor to the man, especially for the toxic man. So adding all these 3 to the 4, and that becomes the 7Bs. And actually there are some women who are actually doing this 4B, 6B, 5B, 7Bs in South Korea. That is really happening. And there are a lot of accounts that especially write like 4B on their accounts like profile, so that they could show that other women who are doing like showing off that I am actually doing the 4B movement. So this is all for you guys, and I hope we could finally get off from the patriarchy system and fight back to this highly misogynistic culture. Thanks.
So I hope that this content has helped a few women understand what are all the B's, what are these T's as well that's being added, and I hope that this helps you, like I said, pay, even if you just do a few of the B's, it pays forward for you. This channel is a beauty channel mostly, and is going to stay that way because I do believe that, my personal belief is that beauty can be used as a weapon. And if you don't see it that way, then go ahead, but I will be including somewhere maybe on the screen right now of other ways that you can demolish the pink taxes. So I will still be doing it, I just won't maybe do it as radical when it comes to that, because when it comes to beauty, that's something that I personally do for myself. So you feel like you're doing it for men or whatever, or the patriarchy or whatever, or maybe you just want to hurt the corporations a little bit or something like that, then definitely go ahead. I will be doing that, but not entirely. So here I'm showing ways that you go ahead and do that. This channel will still have beauty content on it, for those of us that personally, we know that we are secure in ourselves and we just like beauty, fashion, and style for ourselves. However, if you're not interested in those kind of things as a woman, you do not have to be. Please support other women. Comment, share, even if it's just a thought, share anything that you feel about this content. Watch the whole video. watch it and put it on a playlist and just let it roll, even if you're in the other room. Do what you have to do to support other women and support this content and push these things, because look, we need each other right now more than anything. And we also need to definitely archive a lot of shit, back up a lot of shit and information. So it's very important that you support other women. And if you can't do that monetarily, that's fine. Whether it's donating or whether it's just pushing somebody else's content, connecting with that person, following that person that's going to be showing you more education and knowledge on their channel. Please do that, because I don't want people out here completely in the dark. So definitely comment and subscribe. Look into my description of the women that also have been outspoken for a very long time now, and the algorithm kind of shadows them at times. Look into the description. They talk about different things in different sectors that may be beneficial and helpful for you, especially during these times. Share the content with younger women that I guess are in their teens, that got a good general understanding of what's to come, and give them encouragement. Lift them up, give them encouragement, and help them with their strategy so they feel confident these next couple of years as well. Okay, that was a lot. Definitely comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.